I'm gonna spell it out for him, and I want you to back it up. Black does not mean ghetto. Chris Brown goated, bro. It's crazy to say, but he's our Stevie Wonder.
What kind of shit is that?
This is episode 96 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. You know, all that good stuff. I'm AJ Antonio. Yeah. Okay. What did you think of this project, Captain? Be 100% honest.
It was kind of boring. That's really what it was for me. Like, I felt like listening back to the last two projects that I've heard from Buju and what I liked from it, it just didn't sound really similar to that. You know, Jay-Z be saying, if you didn't like if you want my old shit, go listen to my old albums. But I still want to hear some level of like, even just something interesting. Like, I just feel like this was it was really slow. I feel like there was certain beats that were kind of on the side of like, almost like New York drill with that bounce. I didn't want to hear that. I mean, there was a couple of songs like I like Jai's Yes Sir was pretty good. 5 Hours Till Nairobi was pretty good. Obviously, we got that If You Can, We Can from him and Rema before the album. Like, we have been heard that, but I don't know. I just felt like it was kind of dry. It just wasn't really.
Yeah.
It just didn't really catch me, I guess.
I agree with you. I don't know. I think it's interesting to tie into the topic is Afrobeats losing steam. This clip that I saw from Madam Joyce podcast with Amaray, she was talking about it. It's only 50 seconds. Did you see it?
I didn't see the clip yet.
Okay, I'm gonna play it for you really quick.
Afro beats and African music needs to evolve. It needs to evolve in a direction that's fearless. And I think right now, artists have made so much money, certain type of sound, that they are afraid to step out of the boundaries because they're probably more focused on the financial aspect of it. And as a result, I think Afrobeats has stalled. One of my favorite albums was Rema's album last year. That is what I consider the evolution of Afrobeats. You see how it moved the genre and the culture forward, and you see how it moved his career forward. There's been a lot of people that have had like big hits or whatever that aren't willing to push the boundaries of the music. And as a result, Afrobeats is in a bit of a rut. So I think Africans need to get it together, get on up and start to experiment. Music needs to evolve and it needs to excite people again. And I just feel like right now, Afrobeats or African music isn't in an exciting space the way it was in like 2019. Afrobeats and African music.
I would say this describes like a lot of the music now. But I wanted to come here and say that one, I agree with you on the Bnxn album. I agree with you. I was kind of disappointed because, like, you know, he put the freshman album out. I gave him some slack. I was like, this is all right, but okay. And then this one just felt like, I don't know. There used to be an argument between what is it, Sai Vibes and Bnxn. They used to be like, who's better? Who does? I feel like Bnxn has been making for better. He's been making like the same song almost for like years, and it's sick to see. But I don't think that Afrobeats is in a worse place. What I do think is that there's not as many big artists making. I feel like Afrobeats is so many things, right? It's such a broad term. Like I put a list of projects together that all sound completely different that would all be considered Afrobeats, right? And I think that's what the problem is. It's like so many things are now considered Afrobeats, and none of them are like, unless it's Burna, Wiz, Thames, there's like the six, right? It's like Burna, Wiz, Thames, Ashake, who else? That would be like it, right? Rema.
Yeah.
And then I would even say Davido. I feel like Davido you still throw in there. That's six right there. And maybe like an Irish Star or a Tyler. If it's not them, I feel like not all of these artists have like huge global appeal to where they're making smashes. So a lot of this stuff gets overlooked.
Yeah, but I really do agree with her. Like, I feel like maybe that's just me. There has been some Afrobeat songs and albums that have come out in the past like year specifically that I'm just gonna say year because I'm gonna point back to that Rema album, but like that have kind of made me feel that same type of excitement that I felt with that Rema album. Like I remember hearing that on my way to work at Lilly, like working my corporate job, and I was ready to like jump out the window the way these songs was coming on. I was like, bro, this album is absolutely insane. It really was like nothing I had been hearing in Afrobeats at the time, and I do feel like the point she was really pointing to is that a lot of this stuff has been repetitive. It sounds a lot of the same. And I remember just talking about the fact that Afrobeats right now and reggaeton, even, I felt like is kind of in that wave that rap was in, to where it's so accessible and there's so many different artists coming out who are making really similar stuff that it's hard to really, like, I guess, cut through in a way. A lot of them aren't making new stuff. They're not making like unique stuff. It's like I feel like a lot of it that I'm hearing, maybe I need to go broaden my horizons too, and that could be completely fine. But there just needs to be something that's gonna spice it up again, like Rema's album did. Like that's still my favorite Afrobeats album since,
I
honestly.
would say as of late, I would agree, but I would say as of late, you need to have you listened to like a lot of Odeal stuff like recently, or
Mhm.
you just?
Yeah.
I think Odeal, he gets it. He gets it in terms of like Afro beats doesn't have to be one sound. Like I like that he sounds very R&B esque, but then he does the remixes for the I'm Piano, or he does the Afrobeat songs. Like that's new Afro beats to me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Tay Ewar the same way. He does a lot of slower stuff, but still, you could consider that R&B or Afro beats or somewhere in there. But yeah, a lot of it does sound the same. I agree. I think I made a list and I'm looking at this list. I put 4 projects that I liked as of late from Afrobeats, and I put Sunday at Zuri's by Odeal, Peace and Love by Jules, Gen Z by Zinoliski, and then Reflection Station by Tay Ewar. I would say I mean, you could argue that Gen Z by Zinoliski is very repetitive. Like it's very in that Sai vibes, Ashake sound. You know what I'm saying? On my piano esque beats or whatever. And Peace and Love, I think it's a good compilation of a lot of different artists. Like he's got UK rappers on there, Afrobeats artists on there. He's got some Brazilian artists on there. So like it's a decent mix. But I think that cream of the crop or whatever aren't making smashes. You know what's funny? I went back and looked at like what we had as song of the summer the last couple of
Mhm.
years. 2022, I said last.
Mhm.
2023 was Taliban's. 2024, I want to say it was, what did we say for last year? I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I don't even remember what songs was really hot at the time. Like I feel like Glorilla was really hot at that time,
I might have
and
said Sprinter, but
Sprinter.
was that the year?
I think that was that year, bro.
That was 2023.
Okay.
No, that was 2023. When I searched it, I didn't see if we did a song of the summer. But this year, I tried to think what the song of the summer was. Well, quickly, we can leave the Afro beats, but if it's an Afro beat song, you say that too. Do you have a song of the summer?
I mean, I still think when I've been out, I'm still hearing Nokia a lot. Um, I feel like,
You might be
yeah,
right. I do hear it a lot out, but damn,
like there's not, I don't really, but there really hasn't been like a smash this summer for real.
no.
There hasn't been much music that's been coming out that's been like that one. Even I thought maybe Cardi's song would have did that, but it didn't. Like it didn't. Like it just came and went. Like
Nah, and I think I don't know. The songs that I was leaning towards were like either on my piano or Afro. Like I think Shali Poppy song came a bit early, but it's lasting. The Laho, I think
love,
that's lasting.
man,
But
yeah.
yeah, there isn't really a song of the summer this year.
No, there
I
really
might not be
hasn't
the
been.
person to ask. I've been inside.
You may be right. I mean, maybe you're right because I haven't. I've been outside, but not like I'm not an outside every weekend type of person, anyways. So I might be wrong. Like I even felt like any of this Gold Link album, I felt like that could have been one of the songs of the summer. And even when I went out, I'm not hearing it. Maybe it's just
Went
me. Maybe it's not.
legit.
But oh
Went
yeah, no,
legit.
that's one of them. That's one of
Went
them.
legit.
That's one of them.
Yo,
Yes,
G
that's one of them.
Herbo. G Herbo. I keep seeing G Herbo on TikTok now. He blowing up again. It's actually kind of crazy. I didn't know he did a One Blood remix
He
on that
did.
album. Yes. That song
What?
is hard. I saw a TikTok. I'm gonna send it to you so you can put it on the screen. I saw a
Okay.
TikTok of this dude with his girl in Jamaica on those rafts or whatever. And he
Yeah.
said, I put the Jamaicans on, or I put the yard man on the G Herbo. And they was playing One Blood in the background. And they was like dancing while they was going up the river and shit. It was cold. It was cold. I was like, yo, look at that boy Herb. But yeah, nah, I would say either went legit or
Nokia.
Lao. or
or
not,
La
or
Jolla.
Nokia.
Or Nokia. I'm telling you, Nokia goes up when it comes on.
Oh
Like
my
as much
god.
as I was like, this, I didn't think that song was gonna go. For some reason, I
Neither
didn't
did
think it was
I.
gonna go. But then you know how I knew it was gonna go? When I saw somebody put it over sexy back and it sounded good, I was
Oh
like, yeah, this
yeah,
is crazy.
you just
This
sent
is
me
crazy.
that. Yeah,
But
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
you know what's funny about that When Legit song? I was watching music videos last night, just trying to like get some editing tips in there, whatever. But I saw Young M.A. put out a song over Went Legit, and it wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even realize she still pulled eyes like that. Like that, it had like 1 million views. It had only been out like 11 days. So
Meek Mill did one too.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw it in the car. Yeah, I saw that.
Yo, they need to do an album together. That's all I'll say. We'll leave it there. New music though. Drake put out "What Did I Miss." You were right. He put out a single. Also put out like episode 1 of that like little doc or whatever. Did you watch that? What did you think of the song?
I didn't see the doc. I'm gonna have to go watch it because I
Neither did
didn't
I.
even see that came out. Yeah, I saw the video and the kind of live stream. I feel like I don't know. I was trying to come up with analogies in my head when I heard this song, but I feel like it's like seeing LeBron win that last chip. Like you could tell he's on the decline, but he's still that nigga, right? I don't know if that's just me. I'm not trying to just say crazy stuff this week, but genuinely, I was listening to the song. I thought it was a good song, but I did feel like it was kind of just like a lot of the other stuff we had already heard. Like this felt like what was that song off of fucking the goddamn from the like the unreleased page that he was doing. There was that 3-pack that he put out. There was a song in there that sounded exactly like this, but
Yeah.
I still thought it was a pretty good vibe. I thought, yeah, he's still shooting. I don't know if we're gonna get Kendrick and Drake round 2. That would be interesting. Push is about to
There
come
is no
out.
round 2. There's
I
no
mean,
round 2.
there's no round 2s, bro. But it seems like he's still shooting. It seems like he just still. I don't know if
He's
he's just
shooting in
hurt.
the air. Nobody's around. He's shooting in the air. He just letting the bookie off in the air, hoping somebody come. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it's a cool song, but I don't. You lost, bro. That's whenever I hear him get back into his bag, I'm like, bro, you lost. You
I feel like that's
lost.
how a lot of people feel though, and that's what's kind of ruining it, and that's why people were saying, "Is he gonna turn into Ja Rule?" Because now niggas is just like, "Bro, you lost, bro. Like, get out, bro. Like,
Low
we don't care."
key. Low key. Yo, did Kendrick Lamar Ja Rule Drake?
I don't know. I don't think Ja Rule,
Ja
Drake,
Rule
bro.
Drake? Yo, I don't know. But yeah, it was a cool song. I'm excited for the project. He just needs to make some house pops, bro. He needs to go live in like Belgium or something.
The house bops are gonna go. Like he go back to the falling backs and the Tesco green is a little different.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
give me that shit.
yeah, yeah. Other new music that came out, Sean Paul put out a song called Ginger. I do want to say Sean Paul is still that dude. Sean Paul is still that dude to me. I enjoyed this song. Not too much on it. I'm gonna run through these singles real quick. Hamza and Rema put out this song called Toxic. It samples Chris Brown's Deuces. I don't know who Hamza is, but it's hard. It's hard. I saw that this year was 20 years from the self-titled Chris Brown album. Bro, Chris, like when I saw that and then I heard the song, I'm like, Chris Brown goated, bro. It's crazy
That's
to
straight
say.
crazy.
It's crazy to say, but he's our Stevie Wonder.
What kind of shit is that? This nigga said Stevie Wonder. You could have said Maxwell. You could have said
He's our
you could have
legend,
said
but I'm
fucking
saying the stamped legend from our era that you can't wipe away. That got hits. That's just now being sampled like crazy. That's him. Who else in the generation of R&B? You would have to go back to Usher. There's nobody after Usher before Chris Brown. That's him in R&B.
bro, Keisha Cole. If we're talking about niggas though,
Man,
Trey songs. Like we're not gonna wipe Trey songs
I
off the
just
planet.
compared Chris Brown to Stevie Wonder. Trey Songz and Stevie Wonder on the same. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I love Trey Songz, but that's not the same thing.
Bro, I
Give me
mean,
another
from our
name.
generation. Give me a second.
Stevie Wonder might have threw you off, but I'm just talking about legend goated status. Nobody is Stevie
You know
Wonder.
what's funny? I looked up male R&B, and the cover is Chris Brown. The cover is Chris Brown. Okay, yeah, it's like, yeah, Chris Brown Trey Songz. It might just be Chris Brown and Trey Songz up there. Like there's not a lot of. You might be right. You might be right. Okay,
Rest
you
my
might be right. I'll give
case.
it to you.
I
I'll give it
rest
to
my
you.
case. But yeah, that song with Hamza and Rema is good. I don't know who Hamza is. JT and K Tronado put out another single. I want more K Tronado rap beats. This is hard. Did you hear this?
Yeah, I heard this. This was tough. K Tronada, when he gets in the rap bag, it always sounds good. And I think I kind of like how JT is doing her like her own solo career. Like I didn't know how it was gonna go after that album. Like I thought the last album was kind of eh. And then even being able to see her in Houston, like seeing her doing like the smaller shows to build up her fan base in that way was cool. But this song was good too. Yeah.
Shout out to JT, K Tronada.
Yeah.
K
Yeah.
Tronada is supposed to have a song with Odeal coming out soon. I'm excited for that. But I want to hear about this Prelux from JID. Tell me about this.
Okay, so JID put out a pre-lux for his album coming out. Now, when JID originally dropped his like album release date, God Does Like Ugly comes out in 32 days, released in August. I saw it first in probably April, and I was like, I don't understand why he's putting this out with such time. And he hadn't really dropped singles yet. But here he dropped 4 songs, 16 minutes. Black, Lil Yachty, Eminem featured on here. Everybody's saying that Eminem got beef with Jid because every time Eminem and Jid do a song, they be saying Eminem be watching them. I'm still on the train of Eminem just be saying a bunch of words. Maybe I'm missing it and I gotta listen again, but I think Jid kept up here. I thought this Prelux was a pretty interesting idea, kind of like an EP before the album, instead of sitting here throwing on another 6 songs after the album after we get it. Maybe just doing the actual rollout before doing it this way. Maybe this could be a new way that artists do it. But I think this is cool, and I think my favorite song off it was probably Lisa with Black. I thought that was good. I think I've been messing with Black in his bag. So yeah, that's what I got from there.
Bro, Black is the artist getting happy to mid music pipeline. It needs to be examined. It needs to be
Because
examined. Because
we can even, bro, that's funny. Go
a
ahead.
nigga getting like mental stability to make sure that we get some mid for a little while. Because I ain't like that last album.
What the one with him standing like this in the purple, like the last
Bro,
one?
our goats are opening up for Russ, bro. Who would
And
have
getting
thought?
no,
Who would have?
and
He
getting
opened up for Russ on the last tour. Big Sean on this tour. What is happening? Yo, if you would have told
and
me
getting fake
before I went to
abs,
that
bro. I'm
first,
not. I'm not off
if you would
that.
have told me before that first Russ concert that I went to, like, yo, this dude, he about to take Big Sean and Black on tour. If you would have told me that in 2017, I would have beat the shit out of you. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Bro, that's fucked.
Bruh. Okay. Netflix and Spotify collaboration. I saw this, but I didn't read too much into it. Tell me about it.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the laptop up so I can really speak on it, guys. But Netflix is currently in talks with Spotify to bring focused projects to the platform. I know that right now Netflix and Spotify are they're kind of, I wouldn't even say competing, but they're on like this same track of as how their companies are growing with the streaming thing. They're 2 of the biggest streaming companies, probably the biggest streaming companies. Roku is coming up with them, but they're trying to include things like music awards and live concert series, celebrity interviews, and some shorter turnaround documentary projects. One thing that I really found interesting from this was that they were trying to make a new show called Building the Band, which is basically just making the band. So that'll be pretty cool. The
They
Backstreet
stole
Boys has
Diddy
a
shit.
they stole Diddy shit, bro. That's why they put him in jail, bro. Like that's what. No, I'm just playing. Okay, but yeah, they stole Diddy shit, building a band instead of making a band. They rebooted the classic Star Search. I haven't heard of that, but I'm assuming it's just kind of like Dancing with the Stars, like all the
American
huge
Idol. It's like American
American
Idol,
Idol.
or like, yeah, it's the same thing. We're going to put y'all. It's what is Drewski's label?
Could have been records.
It's could have been records, but with some, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have seen them doing some newer documentaries and stuff, kind of like the Travis Scott documentary that just came out. AJ, if you haven't seen that, you should go watch that. It was kind of crazy, like the concert shit. But
I haven't
that was
watched it.
cool. You should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's about the Astro World Fest. So that was pretty cool to see.
Oh, the one where all those people died?
Yeah, it was crazy, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I didn't know that was on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, because they talked about like how it happened and like how the stage got accidentally set up as kind of like it was almost like a pressure trap. There was a bunch of science to it that was really interesting to watch. But overall, I thought this was interesting because we're kind of seeing. And another thing, they were talking about live concert series. So we're seeing Live Nation getting like all these lawsuits and all having all these problems, and even like the thing with the Astro World, that was Live Nation's fault completely and utterly. Like if you go watch
Yeah.
that Astro World thing, you can see how much of a part that Live Nation played into that happening in that way. They told him to keep going and shit. Like they saw people coming out and like couldn't breathe. They saw this dude get carried out. They was in his earpiece talking about bring out Drake, because that's another thing I forgot about. Drake came out at that, but either
Oh,
way,
he did.
He did, bro. I forgot about that. I completely forgot. And they were like, and that's one thing they don't talk about that has to do with that was like Drake was there, but nobody blames Drake obviously because he didn't know either. But either way, what I was gonna say was Live Nation. I feel like they're going to keep losing market share over the next couple of years just based off of the lawsuits and just based off of people not wanting to work with them as much. Like I feel like they're really schemy. They've been having problems. And if there's anybody who I think could go against Live Nation as far as just money goes, Spotify and Netflix together, I think could do it. I think if they found some way to really collaborate on just the live show side and made like a real,
You mean
I
like
could
live stream or do actual live shows?
live shows. Like I think they have enough money. The issue is the venue thing. I think the venue.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it says live concert series, so it could be. I mean, it could be something on the
Okay.
live
Okay.
stream
Okay.
side,
Okay.
but I do think that if they focused on getting some type of footing into, we're doing concerts with specific people and we're doing live streams of them and stuff like that, I think that would take a lot of that over the years. It would take time, obviously, but I think they could end up cutting into that market share that Live Nation
I
has. So
think
I
you're
would love to
right.
see those. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Live Nation, everybody got Live Nation's number right now, especially
Yeah.
the US government. I think it's inevitable that because when the government take interest into something, you should be wary. I
Yeah.
think them taking interest in Live Nation was saying like there's so much more money to be made out here if Live Nation wasn't running this. And so I think you're right. Companies like Netflix and Spotify are just gearing up for that. Because we've came in here and talked about other ones like Dice or
Mhm.
a lot of stuff over in the UK. They're all setting up, getting ready. Because once all those contracts and Live Nation has to disperse from Ticketmaster and all that stuff, it's going to be open market. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. I do think they'll probably do an interesting series, but it would be interesting to see them go all in on that because they're primarily content based. But I guess that wouldn't be crazy. Like, have you seen the Netflix like restaurants and stuff like that, or the movie theater stuff?
I've
So
seen the stuff, not the restaurant.
yeah, so like there's going to be a Netflix restaurant in. I'm pretty sure it's Netflix. Let me double check because I thought I saw a sign for it when I was in Vegas. But essentially, they're setting up live experiences. Yeah, Netflix. It's called Netflix Bites. Oh yeah. It did open like weeks after I had got there. But yeah, you see these brands, they're using their brand equity to go do live experiences and stuff like that because they're higher. A lot of them are higher margin. You know what I'm saying? Like to make a $250 million movie with fucking Will Ferrell and then think about what you may get back from that in subscribers as Netflix. Whereas opposed to you do something in real life to where you can get higher margins off of it because you can charge a premium. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, especially if they're doing like movie premieres and stuff like that at the different places, that would be cool. Like if that's the first place they see it and then they release it on Netflix, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I just saw Colton. This is kind of off topic, but I just sent Colton this video of this production company. They're starting to do small to medium sized movies. So like they're finding independent content creators, and they made a movie with this dude in 9 months, and it's going to be in 1,000 theaters. It's just some regular. It's not no huge corporation,
Right.
but yeah, different stuff, different opportunities. I will go to a Spotify show. I will say I would do that.
So would I, bro. I feel like they got good
Finally, this comment I feel like speaks volumes because I know they have the logo of this person. We're gonna put it up on the screen. Is the University of Oregon logo? I just want to say we know what color you are, bro. We know you. You are. The comment says this was on a YouTube video called "Rock Used to Be Ours. Is Hip Hop Next?" More on rock coming soon. But it says Eminem doesn't know about black culture. Bro, he grew up in the ghetto, didn't he? Or at least right beside it. All right, bro. I'm gonna spell it out for him, and I want you to back it up. Black does not mean ghetto.
Yeah.
I feel like they telling themselves when they say that, they telling themselves. It's like, oh, you don't know. You don't understand. Because the fact that you think because Eminem grew up in Detroit, he's grew up in the ghetto, which means he knows black culture. I thought that was sick.
No, that he's I'll call him adjacent because he was in a trailer home. But it's like even then, your white experience in the ghetto it's not the same as the black experience in these places. And yeah, you can't just associate black culture with ghetto. That's crazy.
That's the premise. It's like that's what I'm getting at. Just
Yeah.
essentially like just the assumption that because they both grew up in low class environments, that his experience was that of another black person in that same experience, in that same environment. Like that to me is flawed thinking. And if you go through the comments of this specific video on YouTube, that's all it is. That's all it is. People in the same line of thinking, and it fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that now, and it's very, very apparent. But go do your history, go do your research. Even the white people in those types of, I guess you call them ghetto places, they have it better. But that's just my opinion.
You know, I restarted the TikTok page years ago. Trying to avoid people like this. At one point, we had 19,000 followers, and we had 600 people in a Discord, but it was all little white boys like this. I had to get up out of there. But now I realize it's an inevitability. They're gonna come around. We just can't. We can't. We got to make tailor content to the people we want to come, and then just sort of ignore them in a way. But I thought this was like worth bringing on a pod because what's his name? G McCurr, G McCurr 15. Boy, thank you for the engagement, but boy.
Yeah, we appreciate the engagement. We appreciate the comments, but you're kind of slow. We'll just leave it at that. You're kind of slow.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. What songs you got for the people this week, man? Let's get up out of here.
Okay, so my first song, "You Feel Me" by Larry June, Cardo Wings, and my most hated artist of my entire life. I hate E40, but E40's on this song. I just want to double down, triple down on the whole I hate E40 thing. I heard E40 on, I forgot which song it was,
Double
but it was
down.
double and triple down. I've said this multiple times. That's what I'm saying. I just like to double down on this once a year because I really don't like E40. Like I want some old head to come put me on with some more E40 music because every E40 feature I've heard from probably, I would even say I started hearing E40 in 2015, 2016, just me personally. So that's about 10 years of stuff. Obviously, he has a bunch of stuff before that. And I can't even say it's like, oh, it's the West Coast stuff. No, it's E40. I hate his voice. But this song was hard. So you feel me? Cardo
Yo,
Wings,
to do all of
E40.
that, to be like, yeah, go listen to a song though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because it's a Larry June song. I like the Larry June part. Cardo Wings always got good beats, but E40, I just hate E40. So that, and then I'll give y'all Bragging Rights, another RMC Mike song off that album. I still think that album is hard. Plus, not that much music came out this week, so that's what I got for y'all. Those two.
All right, I got two songs for y'all. One is by Masego. It's called Yabo /Sema. This one sample is Vibes Cartel, and I thought it was hard. Shout out to Masego. And then the second one, he ain't made a song since 2018. My bad. His name is DahLin Gage. I don't know where he from. I don't know. But this song is hard. It's called Big Casava.
Yeah.
I was in the crib dancing this weekend to this dude. He got 4 songs. And I'm jamming. I don't know who this dude is. He ain't made songs since I was in high school, but shout out to him. So we'll see y'all later.